more successful, actually one of the most successful players for Incredible Miracle. He's 5-1 and 4-1 in the matchup against Zerg. If you look at his all-time Pro League statistics, he is 42-28, playing quite a bit back when he was on STX, and of course switching over to StarCraft 2 quite well with some of the Kesper pros, one of our better Protosses to switch. You know, back in the beginning, it was like him, Flying, and Rain, and SOS. Those four were the best Kesper players to switch over. He outlasted Flying, that's for sure. effOrt switching over at this time as well, but effOrt has had one of the rockiest switches. I feel like he's definitely one of the players who's had the hardest time adjusting to StarCraft 2. The Zerg versus Zerg matchup is definitely one he's doing great in, but unfortunately for him, he's playing against a Protoss. He's 1-5 this season, and one of those losses was, of course, against a Protoss.
Yeah, and he has a huge game up against Trap here. He's going to have a very, very hard time, as we have predicted.
Well, maybe he can pull off an upset. Flash did it earlier. Let's jump into our map, Polarnight, for what could be our last map of the day.
Up here in the north of the map, Polarnight. It is in the blue, the Protoss player, Trap.
To the bottom of the map in yellow, the StarCraft 1 legend, trying to make a name for himself too. Here it's effOrt. Let's go home now. CJ30. Let's get out of here.
That guy wants to go.
He's like, I gotta go play more Heroes of the Storm Alpha. I got into the test. I really like StarCraft, but you know, that game's really fun. Maybe I'm really hungry. I don't know what his reason is.
I'm hungry, man. I can go for some food. I wish the GG girls would come up here and give me some pizza.
That would be the best pizza ever. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Is that a Whiplash over there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He didn't come on camera, so I was a bit surprised. Just like
we'll probably see him later.
He'll be on camera. They'll find him. I
happened to look over and I was like, "That was a wild Whiplash in the studio."
A wild Whiplash has appeared.
Those of you guys who don't know, Whiplash is currently commentating the KDL, Premier Dota 2 League in Korea right now. Having a lot of fun with that. And if you come down to the studio, you can watch that as well. More GG girls. And this is probably my favorite outfit they've ever worn.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So Hatch first, dropping down, and looks to be a Nexus first for Trap. So things looking pretty ordinary, pretty slow out the gates here. Drop that Nexus.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot.
They both drop those Nexuses like they were hot, or hatcheries rather. Just gonna follow up here. He got 2 extra drones, and then he's gonna go into a pool with no gas. So a bit greedy is effOrt.
One of effOrt's strengths in StarCraft 2 so far, in my opinion, is definitely his control. He will take a fight with Hydras and Roaches that you don't think he can win, and he'll force it his way. He will, you know, go through the force fields with his speedlings. He's a disaster maker, so you got to be careful about that. Trap going to deny here. May see him drop a pylon. Yeah, he's going to keep it. I mean, drop it, and we'll cancel it.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
It's good to do this, especially when the Zerg player is trying to go for that very fast third. Then this awkward drone is like, well, what do I do now?
You know, if you get a few extra drones too, the pool is so late, and then if the Protoss like keeps the pylon, then you're like, wow, you kept that pylon. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of money, but like, my hatchery's gonna be so delayed. The core actually goes down here pretty quick. He's playing this Nexus build extremely greedily. So his economy and his tech are going to be on fire. Now, the same could be said of effOrt with his economy, but his third base was delayed and he doesn't have any gases. So, you know, does he actually have a gas? Okay, so
no gas. That's just a spawning pool above.
Okay. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, no gas. Swim for straight pool.
That placement like tricked me, man. I feel so silly.
Yeah. Our monitors are decently big, but Wolf sits across and he watches on my monitor, so
yeah.
Sometimes you can't see the tiny little blips on the screen.
Also, I'm slightly colorblind. I don't know.
That too.
Well, these probes are actually going to have to get off the line here for a little bit. This is what I was talking about. Whatever. He's like just going to find a way with his Zerglings. He identified early on there was no wall.
Look at this. He's going to come in and scout that pylon, and he's going to be like, okay.
That's a pylon, but there's nothing next to it. Why'd you make that pylon trap?
It was nice. He actually distracted the Stalker and came in at the same time with that Overlord. He's going to come in again because he knows the pylon is there, and he knows something's going to be built by it probably. But is he going to come in enough to see this? I think he will, yeah. Especially because he changed course here.
He's got to commit.
Yep. Okay. Yep, there it is.
Boom.
And it's an Immortal right away.
And he's not going to stick around to see that. But I think with what he's seen already, seeing the lack of sentries, he knows it's not going to be a sentry drop, you know, coming out early on. So time will tell, how much he's going to commit to the Immortals. I think he's going to commit pretty heavily. One thing he's missing with this is the +1, since he did not get a Forge, but it's a faster timing as a result, so that's kind of the trade-off here.
Yeah, and I like this build on this map. I mean, you have a decently close, or, kind of cut off place right there in front of the natural for the Zerg, and it's not the easiest third base to take for the Protoss. So I like it on this build.
Yeah, there's a lot of choke points. It's a tough third base to take. You hit the nail right on the head there. On top of all of this, we've seen this map we've seen this build on this map so many times because the third base is pretty far away for the Zerg. The same reason why it's tough to take a third as a Protoss here, it's tough to take a third as a Zerg against aggressive Protoss timings. Now the Warp Prism has been queued up. He has no Roach Warren whatsoever, so this could be a very big problem for him. Now he starts
drops it, yeah.
It should be out in time before the push hits, but still, out in time is not ideal. You would rather have the Roaches coming out very, very soon. He knows this is coming, too. He's just trying to get about 60 drones up and then get those units out. 18 Zerglings on the way. He's going to try to use these to stop sentries.
Yeah. War Prism is out here with the 2 Immortals. It's going to start going over here to this third base. Not much over here besides a Queen just yet. Not much units besides those 18 Zerglings, like you mentioned. The Roach Warren is about to finish. How many does he make? He has a bunch of minerals and gas saved up. He makes 7.
He's actually trying to tempo this. He's like going to kill some drones to mess with the Zerg's economy before he comes in. We've never really seen anything quite like this in Pro League with the Immortal drops. Now, Immortal's always 2-shot workers, with the exception of SCVs, which have 45 hit points, but they will 2-shot a probe or a drone. And he's building up more and more sentries at home. He's getting additional more. He's going to have 4 Immortals, 3 more gateways, and he's still staying on 44 probes. This push is deadly, man. I'm just looking at the numbers, and, I'm no calculator, but I think he's going to die.
You're definitely not a calculator. You are a human. But you are correct in this. It's going to be such a strong attack, and unless effOrt identifies exactly what's coming across and takes it very seriously, this comp that Trap has right now with the 2 Immortals and so many sentries is so effective against Roach Ling.
Roach speed isn't even done yet, Brendan. This is the worst nightmare of any Zerg player. Cover your eyes, okay? If effOrt holds this, he will be a god of some new world that we have yet to see. Oh, this, of course, is annoying because he doesn't have a Forge, so he can't make cannons. But guess what? Nexus Cannon, sup. And here we go.
He doesn't have the photon cannons, but he does have the Nexus Cannon. Look at this.
My God. Observer here as well to clear up the creep. Force Field City. Boom. I'm making a new map with these sentries. 3 forces get down. No overlap here. Guardian Shield, double Guardian Shield, blocking off those drones. Good force fields here as well. The Zerglings buffered by the Zealots. Way too much Immortal firepower here. Can effOrt break through? He's starting to kill some of these sentries.
Yeah, he's starting to get it, but he's caught way behind these force fields. But can he come in? No, new force fields are made. But look at all those roaches behind this push, actually. Could come in from behind and do a bunch of damage.
Yeah, can he break through? He starts targeting the Immortals down, but good micro in the Warp Prism. Picking them up and dropping them out. Here come the Zerglings, though. Can he actually hold this? Great pickups on those Immortals, and the sentries starting to go down to Zerglings. Oh my God, we may have a god of a new world here in effOrt. He pushes this back. And this is done off of 41 supply now in drones. He's trying to catch that Warp Prism.
Again, That's a sad War Prism, man. It's got
the
no
saddest.
shields. It's got 2 Immortals, but those are very heavily damaged and so many Zerglings on the map. They're just following them around. He's on 3 base. He's starting burrow and burrow movement.
Get the Roach Warren before burrow movement is done. That would be awesome.
Okay, this is good.
He's going to get it. No transfuses nearby. Well, 1 transfuse nearby, but so what? Goodbye, Roach Warren. Now picks up the Immortals, and he has to do this. You know, you might be wondering, why isn't he just send the Immortals home? This is so risky. What if he loses the Warp Prism? He's so behind in every other regard, he has to do damage here, because a Zerg player, even though he's only barely ahead in Harvesters, has so much larva to produce off of so many hatcheries that, you know, reproducing drones is not going to be a big problem for him. The 3rd base is going to be the biggest problem for Trap. How is he going to be able to take this? He may even just follow up with a 2nd timing, to be honest. No, he can't contest the Spire.
No, he's not going to. He's going to fly away. Hallucinated Phoenix comes in. He sees exactly what effOrt's doing, but he's like, I don't know. He's got to be feeling definitely very, very bad about this.
He has to hit the 2nd timing. And this is exactly what effOrt has identified. 5 Spine Crawlers going up right now. If he can hold for the Mutas, he will win this game, but he needs more time. Zergling's coming over here now, force fielded away. And this is a huge, scary Protoss army coming across. Almost as scary as the first one we saw. And the worker count very, very much depleted for effOrt. He went down to 42. You know, he's back up to like 54 now. But still, his production is pretty limited. That's why he needs these Spine Crawlers to help hold. So many Force Fields going to go down. He's got 12 Mutas he can make right away. The Spine Crawlers are finishing right now, and he's going for a counterattack.
He's going for a counterattack. 12 Mutas on the way here. A lot of Zerg units here, but a lot of Protoss units at the front door of the Zerg as well. He's going to come in here. He's going to try to target down some buildings, but look at this. Very hard to hold off is a bunch of these Zerg units, but that Mothership Core is starting to do a lot of damage as well. Force Fields are decent, but look at this. The Protoss army is inside the base of the Zerg, focusing down the Spire, but the 13 Mutas pop out, making 3 more before the Spire dies.
Well, you know, people call the golden rule, do unto others as others do unto you. In this case, they're both going to attack each other's bases, but guess what, Brendan? There's another golden rule in PvZ. It's do not base trade against Mutalisks, and there are a lot of Mutalisks popping out here. And this is going to be quite literally a race. Who can eliminate the buildings faster? The Protoss army does not have support of a Mothership Core to recall home. 2 Mutalisks get caught here. That's pretty huge. The Spine Crawlers do fall. Now, the Protoss army will beat the Zerg army straight up, but it's going to take a long time for him to go home if he wants to defend his bases. So he has to eliminate those structures ASAP. 2 drones try to escape over here, and he's turning the Mutas around. There are only 11 sentries and 7 stalkers, but that may be enough. That may just barely be enough here to defeat the Mutalisks.
It definitely can be. effOrt has escaped with some drones. He has burrowed up across the map. There isn't much visibility here. He has 1 drone, rather.
That's the only one.
300 minerals.
That's exactly what he needs to make a hatch. Going to target down this Immortal, gets a Stalker. Eliminating anti-air units is key here. If he can pick up the Stalkers and Sentries 1 by 1 with good micro, that's how he's going to win this game. Looks like he's going to go over here and make... I don't even know what he's making with that drone. He's gone 100 minerals down.
Very nice getting that War Prism. Is going to cut down a lot of the mobility. He gets the probe as well.
Extractor being made here. That's going to be his last structure.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, right? That's his last one, and it's revealed. So all the Protoss has to do is go and right-click on that, and he wins the game.
That is quite literally all he has to do.
I don't know if this can be stopped. If he just right-clicks on it, can he stop every Protoss unit? Can he stop these 3? I don't know, man. It's looking like Trap is just going to take this win. That is the last structure. And it's being targeted down. There's no way he can save it. He's on the wrong side of the map with his Mutalisks. He's flying them over now. 160 hit points left. It looks like that's going to be it. 1 drone is being made. No, a 2nd extractor. He has a 2nd extractor. He survives for now, but it's being revealed as well.
It's revealed, and the Protoss army is very, very close to this. All the while, the Zerg army is taking out the Protoss army. The Immortal is going to take down that building so quickly. He has 1 more drone here.
He can make 1 more drone, but if he does, he won't have enough for another extractor, so it's useless for him to make another drone. So basically, all he's got is his last extractor.
And all the while, he's just trying to take out all the Protoss buildings.
All right, this is it. The Protoss army against an extractor, and here we go. If he targets that extractor, it's all over. 1 more drone is being produced, but he doesn't have enough money, and I don't think he's going to be able to stop this Protoss army. Way too much DPS here. effOrt will be eliminated, down to 200 hit points left on that extractor. There will be no GG. There will only be elimination.
effOrt actually goes down in that game. Trap is able to take it back, winning for Incredible Miracle, keeping them alive. What
that
a game.
was an exciting game. That is my type of PvZ, man. Polarnight makes so many of these types of games. He broke the golden rule, man. He said elimination race for Zamulus, that's fine.
And he almost got that last drone as it was getting away. He was trying to force field it off so badly, but it just snuck by. And effOrt making those extra drones, getting those last extractors up, tried his very best, but in the end there were just too many Protoss buildings and not enough Zerg buildings.
Ooh, that was a tough game, man. That was pretty sick. Now our last map of presets will be between Squirtle and Hush. And the thing is, I think Squirrel's pretty highly favored here. We could go to an ace match.
Yeah, this is the way of Pro League. This is the way we do things here, a 3-0 into a 3-2.
Happens pretty often, man.
Almost every single day. I think there was one day we had a 3-0 into a 3-1. But besides that, 3-0 into 3-2.